Dear Lisa, I took a boat ride from Grand Prince Hotel Hiroshima and I arrived at an island of the gods. The autumn foliage was divine, simply wonderful. Riding on the Red Arrow, there was another wonderful place near Tokyo. This primeval scenery can only be described as wonderful. Let's come here together someday. Smiles ahead. Seibu Group.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Denizu.
And I'm Hidemi Naganuma.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from our studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even food. If you want to find out the latest in Japan, this is where you'll find it.
And these are topics for today.
In Dream Weavers, a maker of natural wood products that are just a fraction of a millimeter thick.
From World Business Satellite, a new way to travel interactive tours.
Also from World Business Satellite, the latest in gaming.
And in Takumi, a maker of jeans unlike any other. So let's get started. First up is Dreamweavers. So what kind of company are we introducing today?
Today we'll be looking at a manufacturer of sliced veneers.
Sliced veneers, that's not a word that we likely hear every day.
No, we don't. But sliced veneers are wood that are sliced in paper-thin layers, and they're used for flooring or interior fittings, and they're also used as surface materials for kitchen doors or furniture.
See, so that means that you can give things that aren't originally made of wood a wood-like texture or feel.
Exactly, and the company we'll be introducing this time, Hokusan, manufactures exceptionally thin veneers, just 0.2 millimeters thick.
Wow.
And they can be found even in the carriages of JR Kyushu's 7 Stars luxury sleeper train.
Well, 0.2 millimeters, that's quite thin. Are there any advantages of making them that thin?
Well, a natural wood contains a large amount of moisture, but they're not evenly distributed. But making them that thin, the moisture level evens out, minimizing the problems such as cracking or warping.
Well, that expands the possible uses of natural wood as well.
Yes, and we have a look inside a company that's applying its own technologies to create one-of-a-kind veneers.
The luxury sleeper train, 7 Stars in Kyushu. Despite the high price of 210,000 yen a night, reservations are flooding in. The extravagant use of wood covering the ceilings and walls projects a luxurious atmosphere. So where did the wood come from? This carriage is the creation of Eiji Mitooka, who is considered an authority in train design.
There's steel and there's aluminium, but if you put this over them, they all look like blocks of wood.
Being used here are sliced veneers, extremely thin boards of natural wood. Laid over surfaces, they can transform simple rooms into upscale spaces. For example, this metal board. Apply a veneer, and this is how it looks. And these too. From the front, they appear no different from pieces of wood. Even steel pipes are transformed into wooden-looking rods. From homes to restaurants and even concert halls, these sliced veneers are being used in a variety of locations. They can also be found inside high-end cars.
If you see wood being used inside a big hall or one of those new office buildings, it's probably sliced veneers made by Hokusan.
Hokusan specializes in sliced veneers. It procures logs from around the world and slices them into extremely thin layers. The thickness is just 0.2 millimeters. The company is comprised of world-class technicians. The president is Shinichi Oyama. Called on to visit the company is this man. A drummer called Jimanika. In the 1990s, Jimanika performed with numerous jam bands in New York. After returning to Japan, he collaborated with a wide range of musicians and has also been active as a solo player. He's considered one of the top drummers in Japan.
That's from a tree costing 200 million yen. Are you serious?
Hokusan also supplies wood to instrument makers. The surface of this guitar and the sides of Jimanika's drums are also covered in sliced veneers. Ryugasaki, Ibaraki Prefecture. This is where Hokusan has its factory to turn wood into the thinnest layers in the world.
Trees everywhere.
Arriving for a visit is drummer Jimanika. This is where logs from all over the world gather. Because of the size of the materials it handles, the factory has no gates or fences.
It's a town or village-like commune. It's vast. Hello.
Soon after exchanging greetings, the president, Shinichi Oyama, shows his visitor the sliced veneers.
They're called sliced veneers. This is about 0.2 millimeters thick. There's a woodsy smell.
There are sliced veneer makers in Europe and the United States, but those that slice layers so thin that they're almost transparent can only be found in Japan. Since they're made of natural wood, the color can change and acquire a distinct complexion in places exposed to sunlight.
This isn't printed wallpaper.
Hokusan creates about 2,000 different sliced veneers from several hundred types of trees. To procure high-quality grain wood, employees travel around the world.
This is our treasure mountain. This alone is about 30 million yen. Are you serious? This? They're for cars. For the paneling? Yes.
Choice logs, each several hundred years old, purchased from around the world, are lying about. On this day, they've just received a shipment of logs from West Africa.
I'm guessing the operator's really good at claw crane arcade games. These are trees of the mahogany family. They were loaded onto a ship at a port in Cameroon. But the situation wasn't good, and there was an overloading problem. The products are finally starting to arrive. So you're affected by the international situation?
The first step is
The smell is a bit strong. It's a nice smell. I like it.
the logs they bought are split and the insides inspected for the first time. The quality of the wood grain is not known until this moment. It's clean and beautiful and will fetch a good price.
It must be exhilarating when you're cutting it. It's a moment when we can determine the quality.
The business was founded 90 years ago. Inside the factory, the know-how built up over its history of overcoming severe competition is evident everywhere. This is a process to soften hard logs so that they're easier to slice. They're placed in hot water with a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius, much like a huge pot of stew.
The really hard ones are boiled for 1.5 to 2 months.
And once soft, the logs are sliced with a large-scale cutter about 5 meters across. And this is an even bigger cutter. Sliding the cutter on the bottom, the wood is shaved to a thickness of just 0.2 millimeters. In other words, it's a massive planer. Sliced veneers, as thin as dried fish shavings, come out one after another. Then suddenly, the machine grinds to a halt. Looking closer, there's a white scar. The cause is apparently a chipped blade. There are also termite holes and other problems typical of natural wood. Each time, the machine is stopped and the cutter blade sharpened. This time-consuming and hands-on maintenance is the reason why they're able to produce 0.2 millimeter veneers unlike any in the world. And to check the sharpness of the blades, they use their fingernails. The only guide is a sense of touch.
Your fingernails end up like this. Do you have a finger that's better or worse at this? I do. I use my thumb especially often. But when this fingernail gets too jagged, I move on to this finger. That's impressive. Is the reason why your fingertip is a bit bent because of putting too much pressure on it?
The quality of the wood grain is protected by these fingernails. What's more, depending on the type of tree and the desired wood grain, they sharpen large cutters up to 6 meters across each time.
Nail check.
Here too, the fine-tooth final inspection is done by fingernail.
Your finger touches the blade more than I thought. You can't tell how sharp the blade is with just your eyes. The condition it's is in the realm of imagination. Even if you're making it, you can't tell by looking at it. The rest is up to the sensation of your fingertips. You take the blade to the machine, and it might work, or it might not. It's all about the blades to a certain extent.
So how did the company get its start in the sliced veneer business? The president shows us something.
This is what we made in the very beginning.
Hokusan was founded in 1924 by Mr. Oyama's grandfather, who ran a footwear business. At the time, he often found tree stumps with beautiful grains in the mountains. He would cut them into thin layers and attach them to clogs, which became big sellers.
Taking the beauty of natural choice wood and adding that directly onto women's footwear was revolutionary. We've held onto this as a heritage of this company.
And soon after, the company began working with regions producing bridal furniture popular at the time to sell sliced veneers for wardrobes and other household fixtures. To deliver the thinnest and highest quality patterns to customers. Through that pursuit, they continued sharpening their skills.
So the business began with the purpose of making good-looking wood. Whether for clogs or the surface material of furniture, my grandfather believed its use would expand, so I'm sure he would be very happy. They say he had a strong desire to make this into a business that could provide comfort and relaxation through beautiful grain wood to people who've never seen this kind of wood before.
And now, the company's third-generation president carries on that legacy.
from a big, rough-looking log, they were able to make such a thin veneer. I was surprised, but the company definitely has a unique atmosphere, weighty and delicate at the same time.
Yes, and adjusting those big blades every time, depending on the wood type and grain,
Right.
is certainly not an easy task.
I think so too. Well, as a consumer, there's nothing better than being able to enjoy natural wood from trees that are grown all around the world. Well, I really hope that they continue to sharpen their skills.
I hope so too.
Yes. After the break, we have a report from World Business Satellite.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tokyo Skytree. Be awestruck by the panoramic view. There are so many other fun things to do after you've enjoyed the view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, let's enjoy. This is Tokyo Skytree.
We do our jobs with sincerity and integrity to make a better living environment for the people and our society. Today's work, tomorrow's heritage. Shimizu Corporation.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite. So, Naganuma-san, what's the topic this time?
Today we'll be looking at a new way to travel. Demi-san, when you're planning a trip, what do you look forward to? What's your main purpose?
Well, main purpose to get away from work and enjoy food and the scenery.
Well, naturally, everybody has their own particular purpose or aim when they're traveling, but recently there's been a growing interest in interactive type of tours, hands-on activities that are provided by local regions to promote their resources.
Well, I've heard of them. You get to experience things that are only available there and interact with local people, and they're said to be quite an eye-opening experiences. So what kind of programs are being offered now?
Well, there's a program where you can stay at a home of a farmer and help out with rice planting and harvesting. And another one, there's a chance to experience the biting cold winters of northern prefectures.
Interesting. So these tour programs are created by local people as a way for outsiders to get to know their area better.
Exactly. And it said that there are 20,000 companies in Japan offering such interactive tours.
Well, I understand there are even websites where you can find out about the types of tours on offer nationwide and make reservations.
Yes. And today we have a report on what major travel agencies are doing to tap into this new demand for interactive tours. Take a look.
Nasumachi, Tochigi Prefecture. In this town surrounded by nature is a popular place to stay. The Hiratas are visiting from Ibaraki Prefecture. They're here for an experience unique to the area.
This is an experience that you only have once in your life.
They change into traditional Mongolian dress called dale. And their room for the night is this tent. Inside, a colorful space. Called a ger, it is a tent-like home used by nomads.
I guess you sleep like this.
A one-night stay with 2 meals starts at 9,700 yen. Drawn to this out-of-place Mongolian experience, guests have been growing every year. and at night. A musical performance of traditional Mongolian instruments. What's more, in the darkness of night, they set off somewhere. In front of a bonfire, they enjoy roasted marshmallows.
I wonder why the sweetness is so concentrated.
It just melts in my mouth.
A lodging facility touting a Mongolian experience. It has become so popular that the occupancy rate during the peak summer season is near 100%.
I feel I've become a bit younger.
Such interactive and hands-on tours are catching the attention of major travel agencies. Rakuten Travel, Jaran, and others have started putting more focus into products offering one-of-a-kind experiences. Japan's top tour organizer is also getting involved. In April, JTB announced a capital tie-up with entrepreneurial venture ASOView, which specializes in interactive tours. ASOView operates a reservation website that lists experience-focused travel packages offered by companies nationwide. From unique experiences such as pottery making and ninja play to rafting and outdoor leisure activities, the company offers 6,000 types of interactive type tour products and is the biggest in the field.
Until just a few years ago, the biggest choice you made traveling was where to stay. But with the spread of social networking sites, there's more of a focus now on experiences you can only have at your destination.
On this day, JTB and ASOView are discussing the development of new tour programs.
We're hoping to incorporate the contents of your products and carry out joint marketing to expand the business.
The plan is to increase the number of experience-type products to 13,000 within this fiscal year and market them together with accommodation packages.
Our customers have various expectations and have been to many different places, so the demands are diverse. Through this partnership, we can expand the variety of our offerings and meet the expectations of our customers.
ASOView is highly regarded by the country's top travel agency. So what advantages does it offer? This is the Tottori Sand Dune, a major tourist site in Tottori City. Camels aren't the only popular attraction here. There's also paragliding. This is footage taken during an actual flight. Prices start from 6,000 yen for 3 hours.
The view is completely different from what you can see from here.
Since registering with ASOView, the company has seen the number of customers double. There's another potential benefit of this interactive tour.
We have a chance to speak to our customers over quite a long time, so we can learn about what they really want. For instance, the best hot spring nearby. We hear many different ideas. That makes it easier to introduce attractions customers want to see.
Just seeing the sand dune is 1 hour. On a paraglider, 3 hours. The hope is that they'll be able to keep tourists in the area for a longer time. This restaurant, about a 10-minute drive from the sand dune, also draws a large number of tourists. Their specialty is a seafood rice bowl using locally caught fish.
Many people who've taken part in various experiences locally also come here quite often.
These interactive tours are helping to bring business to restaurants in the area as well. Local governments also have high hopes for what Aso View can accomplish.
Aso View has opened a special section on its site dedicated to region-focused travel in Mie Prefecture.
Starting this April, 105 businesses from 13 prefectural cities, villages, and towns began marketing themselves through Aso View.
Mie has well-known tourist spots such as Issei Shrine and Suzuka Race Circuit. But we were having difficulties getting people to visit other places across the prefecture, as well as getting them to stay for longer periods and spend money in the area. We're also promoting places that aren't known that well.
Matsusaka is a city that lies midway between Issei and Nagoya. The head of Aso View, Tomohisa Yamano, visits a certain business here to find out about the situation on the ground.
Hello. A very cool-looking machine.
Visitors to this place can experience machine weaving Matsusaka cotton. Matsusaka cotton became popular in the Edo period between the 17th and 19th centuries. Textiles made from the material were presented as gifts to Issei Shrine. The weaving technique is still being used.
This is fun.
But people taking part in this experience number about 10 a month at most. They've tried to promote the program by distributing flyers and through other methods, but haven't been able to attract customers.
We really have no clue how to promote this. We're novices in that regard.
Just because you get on our site doesn't mean people will sign up right away, but we want to help you as much as possible to get the information out over the internet.
Many businesses are hanging their hopes on Aso View.
We believe there are about 20,000 businesses nationwide offering these types of experience-based programs. There are many potential partners who have attractions that we still haven't discovered. And our hope is that we can build this into a platform where guests can come and plan fun tours and weekend trips.
Machines can do much more to unleash human potential. Pure possibility. Omron.
Mitsui and Company.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way, the Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
And what's next?
Next, we'll be looking at the evolving gaming industry.
Well, I understand Japan has long been a major force in computer game industry, right?
Yes, we have had huge hits. For example, this portable gaming device went on sale in 2004 and became a huge hit. And this one over here was launched 2 years later and was so popular that production couldn't keep up with demand. And it's one of the top-selling products in the history of gaming in Japan.
Well, but I know they're having a quite big shift in the industry now, right?
That is a good point. In recent years, online or connected games played on PCs or smartphones have become mainstream, and the user base is expanding, especially among the younger generation.
So game consoles are having to fight off these competitors now.
Yes, and there are internet or online games played on PCs, and then there are social games played on mobile devices such as smartphones, and the ease of use has helped greatly expand this market.
Well, that's a huge change from before when you needed a console and software to play games, but all you need now is an internet connection.
Yes, it's right. It's no longer just about playing the game, but sharing strategies online and watching how others play. Now, we have a report from a recent gaming event in Akihabara. Take a look.
An event being held in Akihabara, Tokyo.
Let's all watch the third match.
On stage, a game released in 2009 called League of Legends is underway. A large crowd has gathered to watch the final of this domestic championship. There are 5 players to a team. The 2 teams left standing are playing against each other. This game is distributed as a download, and the number of players is said to exceed 70 million worldwide. An international championship is also held every year.
I came from Nagoya and really enjoyed watching this.
Everyone was trying so hard, and it was a lively atmosphere, so I had fun.
For us, it's no different than doing a sport.
Recently, there's been a growing trend among gamers to show themselves playing a game to others, and also to watch complete strangers in action. We interviewed young people on the streets of Tokyo.
I've uploaded some. When I clear a stage, I'll broadcast that over Twitter.
This person says that about 2 years ago, he started taking screenshots of rare characters that appeared in his smartphone game and uploading them to Twitter.
When I make my monster evolve, I'll tweet that out, and people would reply, saying things like, "Lucky you."
He says he looks forward to comments from followers. Sometimes he'll upload his game status 3 times a day. This person shows off his game playing on the video sharing site YouTube.
I record them using recording software. I'll spend 4 to 5 hours editing each video. It makes me happy when I see comments from people saying they enjoyed the video.
So why has showing off gameplay to others become so popular?
Right around when YouTube really started taking off around the world, the popularity of PC games and game consoles began growing. And again in the past 2 years, smartphone game videos have come out. Users would upload their gameplay and draw viewers. Then everyone got into it as well.
Industry analysts say the trend of watching and showing gameplay began expanding with the launch of YouTube a decade ago, allowing people to easily broadcast their videos over the internet.
Content creators can broadcast their talents to others. In a broader sense, there's been a growth in content in which people show off their way of life and personalities.
A major reason is said to be that these game watchers, who used to look at books for tips and strategies, can now turn to game showers on the internet to easily find the information they want. What's more, some game showers have attracted followings through fun narratives. This trend has caught the eye of Mixi, which distributes free-to-play smartphone games.
When users check the record video box, they can record their gameplay. And if they check live commentary, their voices will also be recorded.
The company added a sharing function to its popular Monster Strike game last October. Videos can be easily recorded and uploaded to sites such as YouTube and Line.
We saw there was a big demand from users wanting to upload videos in the same way as YouTube. So we decided to set up our own system to allow them to easily do that.
By encouraging users to share strategies and information through uploads, Mixi aims to expand and prolong the popularity of games. Others in the industry are also eyeing the potential opportunities. Sony too has added a gameplay video sharing function to its PlayStation 4 system. Japanese video sharing site Nico Nico Doga is getting on the bandwagon as well. It has held events featuring popular commentators, drawing crowds of fans. And next year, the Tokyo School of Anime will set up a new program. It is designed for professional gamers who take part in competitions, commentators, and event organizers involved in the game watching and showing space. But there are also challenges.
For example, there are things prohibited under contracts, such as videos using voices of professional voice actors. If the voice actors don't give permission, the game software developer is required to remove those videos.
The uploading of gameplay videos may be considered unauthorized secondary use and a copyright infringement. Mixi prohibits the uploading of copyrighted material as a rule, but sees uploads as an important tool to grow users and is encouraging them. But at the same time, this issue is causing many companies to hesitate about aggressively moving into the space. The future of the see and be seen trend in the gaming industry remains unclear.
Wow, gaming has really changed, and I'm surprised at how there are so many different ways to actually play a game.
I agree, and I have a graph here showing the size of the Japanese gaming market, including hardware, software, and online gaming. It reached nearly 1.2 trillion yen in 2014, a record figure and up by 4% from the previous year.
Well, I can see that online gaming is growing rapidly, especially.
Yes. Now, online gaming, which includes games based on mobile devices and PCs, grew 13% on year in 2014 to nearly 790 billion yen.
Well, that's certainly an area we'll continue to watch. And when we come back, we have an episode of Takumi.
The sport truck. New Mitsubishi Triton.
Drive at Earth Mitsubishi Motors. Potenza.
Channel Japan.
your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we have a segment called Takumi from Science View, a program produced by NHK.
Takumi means artisan in Japanese, and it's a word to describe craftsmen with exceptional skills.
So who's our Takumi today?
Well, someone who makes jeans that have a texture unlike any before. Demi-san, how would you describe the feel of jeans?
Well, a bit tough and rough.
I agree. And we have many other options, such as leggings, which are easier to wear and move around in. So sales of jeans have been shrinking in recent years.
Well, leggings do have the perception of being a bit more comfortable than jeans.
Yes, that may be true. But our Takumi this time had developed jeans that are comfortable to wear than any before. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Michelle. What you see here is a denim fabric for making jeans. Today's Takumi, or innovator, revolutionized the denim fabric industry. Fukuyama City, Hiroshima Prefecture has long been known for its cotton fabrics. I visited a company that's been in the business for 120 years. It manufactures about 50% of all denim fabrics made in Japan. Wow! Look at all the jeans here! Wow! Ah! Hello, I'm Michelle Yamamoto.
Hello.
Today's Takumi, or innovator, is Tetsuya Maeosono. He developed an innovative denim fabric that took the jeans manufacturing industry by storm. Well, I've tried it on. What do you think?
How does it feel to wear it?
I had the impression that jeans were stiffer, but these are very soft and stretch well. It's very comfortable. What was behind the creation of this entirely new kind of fabric? Ever since its peak in 2005, the production amount of denim jeans has been steadily dropping. One of the factors that contributed to its decline was leggings. Leggings are a type of legwear that are made from a stretchy fabric and comfortable to wear. They're also visually slimming and quickly became a wardrobe staple for women. To keep people from moving away from jeans, a product development team made up of younger employees was put together in 2009. The first thing they did was review customer feedback. The words hard, heavy, and coarse stood out. They were the antonyms of words used to describe leggings. That is when the Takumi set its sights on the fibers.
Now please try touching this clump of thread.
Wow, it's so light! Can you really make jeans out of this?
Yes.
This is polyester developed by a leading fiber manufacturer in Japan. Its character comes from the particle that was added to the ultra-thin fiber. This picture shows how the fibers touch the skin. The particles on the surface of the fibers minimize the amount of contact. The fibers are also very soft, so there is less friction, which results in a smoother feel. Was it this new thread that led you to develop this new type of jeans?
No, it's not just the thread. I also changed the way it's woven to give it this powder-soft touch.
An ordinary denim fabric is made from cotton. The warp is a cotton thread dyed in indigo blue. The weft is an undyed white cotton thread. This is the diagram. This is a traditional weaving method. It's defined by the way the weft thread is used. It's woven with a 3-to-1 ratio as the weft thread passes under 3 warp threads, then passes over 1 thread. The more the warp thread and weft thread crisscrosses each other, the greater friction there is. This also gives the denim fabric its sturdiness. Looking at the back of the fabric, you'll see many white weft threads. The texture of the denim is determined by the amount of weft threads that appear in the back. The Takumi first tried a 3-to-1 weaving ratio, using the newly developed polyester thread as a weft thread. But this didn't produce the softness that he was after. So he proposed an extreme weaving method. He took 1 weft thread and made it go over 7 warp threads, then under 1 warp thread. Next, he made it go over 6 warp threads, then under 2 warp threads, which is similar to the 3-to-1 weaving ratio. By alternating between these 2 weaves, he was able to create a fabric that showed a lot of weft thread, produced less friction, and had a soft touch. However,
the joining seams opened up and gradually grew wider. It was no good as a product.
this is a phenomenon that occurs when the warp thread slips from the weft thread and cannot return to its original position. It occurred because they used polyester fiber, which is slippery. This was the method that Takumi came up with to create a sturdy denim fabric with a smooth texture. He set his eyes on the weft thread in the 3-to-1 weaves, which hardly affects the texture. Changing this to a cotton thread increased the friction. But he was able to retain its soft and smooth texture by using polyester in the 7-to-1 weaves. In 2011, the Takumi's well-crafted, smooth and soft denims were complete.
People tried them on and commented that they were smooth and easy to move in. They really liked it. This made me very happy.
The soft and smooth denims received high acclaim from women. It is now the company's leading product and accounts for 30% of its sales. We asked Takumi what manufacturing means to him.
I wanted to appeal to the senses and hear people say, "Wow, it's so light," or "This texture is incredible." That's what I'm thinking of when I make them, and think about my customers.
Well, those jeans looked very comfortable.
I thought so too. And the company we introduced this time is the only company in Japan that handles everything from spinning its own threads to sewing fabric into jeans. And they've kept the entire production process in Japan and are considered the top high-end denim maker in the domestic market, boasting a 50% market share.
That's impressive. Well, I imagine that doing everything on their own from start to finish, including selecting raw materials, allow them to maintain the quality of their products. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so join us again next time.